Right, I thought I'd do a tutorial on how to actually play on Capybara Paradise, which is basically, Turtle WoW, but a Chinese server. Because I've looked into it a little bit more, and it does seem like there's a decent shot that it's actually a half-decent server that might be actually to do with the people that were running the Asian Turtle WoW server. So I thought I'd put a little tutorial on because I've just made an account, started playing and whatnot, and everything seems okay for now. And I've also got a couple of tweaks that are going to make the game run a little bit better. I mean, if you've already played Turtle WoW, you might already know the sort of tweaks that I'm going to do, but I'll show you anyway. So first of all, step one, you're going to need to download the client, which you're going to get either you can use, if you already have Turtle WoW, you can just use your Turtle WoW 1.18.1 client. Some people say that you can use the OctoWoW client, but the thing is I tried that and OctoWoW was on 1.17 or whatever, i.e. not the correct version, and I couldn't log in to Capybara despite changing the realm list over and all that stuff. So instead I thought, screw it, I'll bite the bullet and I'll just download this weird Chinese client and just see what happens. So first of all, you download the client, get that downloading. Second of all, you're going to need to register. Now, in order to register, first of all, you're going to need a VPN. You're going to need to have your location set to China. Whatever VPN you use, it doesn't need to have like unlimited data. Just get some sort of VPN that isn't like a total steaming pile of you know what, and make sure that it has a Chinese server. Or for instance, the one I used was Taiwan and that worked fine. I'm not sure. I would try making an account first just in case. Yeah, translate that. I would try making an account first because I have heard that sometimes it's just in the US that people are unable to make an account. Sometimes it's in other places, so whatever, but I just happened to have a VPN anyway, so I thought, screw it, I'll use the VPN, set it to Taiwan, made the account, and it worked absolutely fine. And then confirm the address, the email address, all good, ready to go. So that's the first step. You might need a VPN. I mean, try making an account. If nothing happens when you make an account, if it doesn't pop up saying, hey, we've sent you a confirmation email, then you're going to need a VPN. So anyway, now that you've got the account made and confirmed, that's when now you're going to want to download the client. It will be in Chinese. It is what it is, but I ended up figuring out how you can sort of get around that. What you need to do is you need to come into your, here it's named TWMOA_1181, into this folder, and in there you're going to want to go to the data folder, and you're going to want to come down into where it has these patch folders. In fact, I have the file here. You're going to want to find patch-z.mpq, which will be along this list here. It'll probably be like down at the bottom of patch 9. What I did was I just Control X, Control V onto the desktop just to make a copy because I didn't know if it was going to work. Basically, you're removing this file and that removes the Chinese locale and makes it into English, which then means that when you boot up the game, you can actually read what the hell everything says. Now that's great and all, but next from that is the fact that everyone that isn't, basically you will be able to see the names of everyone that is using the English language. If anyone is using Chinese, it will literally just be a blank box. There will be no names above anyone's head, and so there's absolutely no recognition of who anyone is, which isn't great. I would at least rather see like Chinese characters above somebody's head rather than nothing, so that I can at least see that somebody's like, I don't know, it just feels a bit weird. So what I did was I figured out how exactly to do that, finding some old Reddit posts. In fact, this is from 8 years ago, Christ. So I'll put this in the description below. This was a link from a link from a link that was basically just like somebody asked a question about Turtle WoW that they linked another post, that on that post somebody had linked this post. Anyway, I came onto here, you got Google Drive here, you've got these Chinese fonts. Download the whole fonts folder. Once it's downloaded, what you're going to want to do, again, come back to your Turtle WoW folder, just the one where you have the WoW exe here, and you're going to want to create a folder called fonts. And inside this, you're going to want to put the 4 fonts in there. I don't know if you need all of them. I tried just using one font, just in case. I didn't know how that worked. It didn't work, so I put all the fonts in there, booted up, and now that works. So now you can actually see Chinese characters instead of it just being blank. So now that's that problem solved. Now the next problem is the game kind of runs a little bit like crap. So what you're going to want to do next is you're going to want to find the client fixes for Turtle WoW, which luckily, close this way, luckily we have this website, which is still a Turtle WoW-esque website. You're going to want to come down to here and you're going to want to find vanilla fixes. So you're going to want to open up vanilla fixes here. You're going to want to download the zip. Once you've got the zip, you're going to want to open it up and you're going to want to put everything inside that, as it says here. Extract the files from the zip into your Turtle WoW folder, straight up here. One of which the files you'll see is like vanilla fixes here, which is a picture of a vanilla ice cream cone. Now, this file right here, vanilla fixes, this is going to be the file that you will be launching the game from now on. So put that on your taskbar or whatever. Now that should make the game run a little bit less like crap. It may be less hitching, because I was getting very bad stuttering and it was just a bit of a pain. Put that on, less stuttering. Still feels a little bit janky, but I think it's just because I haven't played the vanilla client for like absolutely ages and I'm used to the like modern classic. Anyway, next part, add-ons. Again, I'll put the link to this down in the description. It's warperiod.com/turtle-wow-addons. And you can just get like, I don't know, you want like PF Quest, Bag On, Atlas Loot. I think the PF Quest as well is specifically designed for Turtle WoW, which you're going to want because obviously there's extra stuff where a regular PF Quest may not necessarily work. So keep that in mind. And now you should be ready to go. At which point you can boot up the vanilla fixes thing here, as I will do so. Anyway, and now here we are. In the game, ready to go, and I'll just quickly show you. For some reason OBS does not like the game. I can see the cursor on OBS but not in the game, so I was actually going to stream this just after this, so I'm guessing I'm going to have to figure out how the hell the mouse situation works, but hey ho, at least I can see the mouse on OBS, that helps. But anyway, here we are. You can actually see, who am I glancing over? You can see people. If somebody's got a Chinese name, you can actually see the name. So I could at least try and pretend like I know who these people are. And yeah. I don't know what the... Oh my god, I can't see crap here. I don't know if there's any like, you know, who's online. What do we got? Some guys level 19. I swear to god this server's been up for like... I'm pretty sure they said like 2 o'clock today. Was it that it released? Or it must have been 2 o'clock in a different language. But it's like... It's 8 o'clock. I suppose 6 hours. Well, yeah, I suppose. Anyway, level 19. Lots of warriors, level 16. Lots of people with Chinese names, so understand that this is going to be, you know, populated by a lot of Asian folks. Not necessarily. Oh, look at that. Somebody is the server first to reach level 20 down there. But yeah, Turtle WoW, man. I mean, there's this radio stuff. There's like Turtle WoW Group Finder. Of course, everything's in Chinese. There's all this stuff. I don't really know what the deal is with this stuff, but doesn't look great, I'll be honest, but hey ho. I don't really know what the monetization was like in Turtle WoW because I barely ever played it, but who knows. As long as it's not too... I mean, I'm not keen on these like mechanical auctioneer and stuff, that's a bit weird, but I have heard that the Chinese version of Turtle WoW was very, very, very monetized, and so this is basically... This is potentially the Chinese side of the development team or something who are running this, or I don't know. I'm basing whatever it is off Reddit, but hey ho, I've got these fixes on. The game feels smooth and nice, doesn't feel stuttery. Yeah, which it did before without the fixes. So anyway, that's the guide on how to install this weird, booky ass, dodgy Chinese Turtle WoW version. Play it at your own risk, download it at your own risk, but, you know, at least there's a lot of other people here who are trying it out. Anyway, whatever. If you've got this far, you know what you're doing, man. It's all good, man. Anyway, thanks for watching. See you around. Bye.